Hello and welcome. You are watching Don Bosco Media Network. This is Deepika Lingdor bringing to you the Salesian news across the globe. With proposals for activities segmented by age groups, Salesian at Estoril have developed a Salesian digital oratory in response to the challenge posed by the interruption of normal school activities due to the COVID-19 pandemic. To promote the physical, psychological and spiritual well-being of children, young people and their families, the local Salesian Institute has prepared a program of training, recreational and playful activities led by Salesian students and educators. Education is a tool that serves to face the challenges that arise in life. Resilience, especially these days, seem to have become the watchword. For this reason, faced with the alarm generated by the current context of education and the consequent social call to action, educators know that they must give primacy to what has the most value. And so, in a charismatic way, in response to the challenge of interrupting school activities and not, the Salesian Digital Oratory was born. Thousands of children roam the streets of Freetown, Sierra Leone's capital, every day. They don't go to school because they're orphans, or they've been kicked out, or they have run away from home and they survive by gangs. In many cases, they come from large families where there was not enough food or space for everyone. And if they are girls, the dangers for them is doubled. The coronavirus in the last year has further increased the problems for these children who during the lockdown had nowhere to shelter. However, the Don Bosco Youth Center of Dwarzak Parish in Freetown has become a large family for them where they can play, learn, receive food and at the same time lay the foundation for a dignified future. Don Sergei Goman is a Salesian missionary from Belarus. In his 40s, he spent most of his religious life in West Africa. In Sierra Leone, he dedicated himself to street children, Ebola orphans, and during the pandemic, he also collaborated on various projects with the work Don Bosco Fambul. For 3 years, he has been in charge of the Don Bosco Youth Center in Dwarzak and has become a father to dozens of abandoned or problematic minors. On Monday, February 22nd, Salesian priests and coadjutors in the 5-year phase of the Province of India Mumbai INB gathered at the Provincial House of Mutunga, Mumbai for their annual 4-day animation course. On the second day of the work, the 25 participants had the pleasure of dialogue with the General Counsellor for the formation of the Salesian congregation, Father Ivo Coelho, who began his session listening to the participants tell of the pastoral experiences they had in these early years as Salesian priests or perpetual professional coadjutors, and thus was able to observe the growth in the experience and maturity of young Salesians, whom in many cases he already knew from the time of their initial formation. Afterwards, he offered them 3 valuable tips. During the day of 5th February in online mode, the third meeting of the Directors 2020 to 2021 took place, which brought together the Provincial Council of the Province, Mary Help of Christians SMX, with the Salesians who direct the various presences and works. One of the main elements of this session was the reflection on the programmatic proposal that the Rector Major shared with the congregation after the CG 28. The meeting also served for the sharing of information on delegations and environment, as well as work for groups and reflection on the new manual of the Salesian Director presented at the previous meeting. Finally, Don Angel Asormendi, SMX Inspector, presented consultation for the renewal of provincial directors and the appointment of directors. From 12 to 16 February, in the Casa Peritiri, Villa Don Bosco, the first meeting of Salesian in formation of 2021 took place. Don Ramon Alfredo Oliveras, Vicar of the Province of Venezuela VEN and Provincial Delegate for Training, together with the directors of the training houses, led the experience addressed to Salesian in initial formation. The meeting was also attended by psychologist Manuel Lagos, a Dehonian cleric, and a professor, Michael Urdanibia, who led a deep reflection on sexuality, affectivity, and genitality. On Saturday, February 13, in the St. Mary's Parish of Los Angeles, the Salesian Youth Ministry and members of the El Sambrador Network animated a youth vigil for Valentine's Day. The appointment included the Eucharist, times for singing, sharing and leisure, and the adoration of the Most Holy. The second phase of the annual meeting with the youth pastoral delegates of the Africa-Madagascar region took place online on 15 and 16 February. After the initial prayer, Don Miguel Angel Garcia Morsuende, General Counsellor for Youth Pastoral Care, introduced the theme, Education in Effectivity and Love. Subsequently, the delegates worked in groups and presented the results to the Assembly. On the second day, the summary of the questionnaire was presented and the dialogue was opened in the Assembly. Subsequently, the roadmap of the Salesian youth movement was presented in different realities, and delegates were encouraged to accompany young people. Communicate the information, the meeting ended with a Hail Mary. Since the time of its approval in May 1876, the Association of Salesian Cooperators has contributed to spreading the Salesian mission in many countries of the world. Today, sharing her vocational history and her experience of service in the Salesian family is the world administrator of the association, Cinzia Arena, born in 1971 in Naples, although today she lives in Piemonte Matesi, province of Caserta, a graduate in economics and commerce and employed in the third sector for non-profit associations. Requested with insistence by the Bishop of Macau, 6 Salesian arrived in China in 1906, led by Father Luigi Versiglia. They landed in Hong Kong on February 13, 1906, after 26 days at sea. From Hong Kong, the then came to Macau, from where Father Versiglia wrote to Father Rua, "It is with a heart overflowing with gratitude towards our good God that I give you the happy news of our arrival." On the occasion of the 16th March of Peace, Solidarity and Brotherly Care held on Sunday, February 7, 2021, in the birthplace of the Venerable Francesco Convertini, Salesian missionary in India and promoted by the Pro Marinelli Association, Father Francesco Convertini, with the participation of the civil and ecclesial communities of Locorotondo and Cesternino, Apulia, the comic book Put Love by Giocavelli editor and Mario Lisi, a cartoonist, who drew the adventure of the Salesian missionary, last of the last, with a life dedicated to the poor with ecumenical spirit and universal brotherhood. Give Up Dreams, from a study conducted by the Giuseppe Toniello Institute and published by the Corriere della Sera on September 1, 2021. It emerges that this is the effect of COVID-19 on under 35s. The worst prediction are those of young Italian and Spanish people, especially of women. The fact that young people are losing faith in dreams and that the future is a wake-up call that can't and shouldn't leave us indifferent. Salesian communication delegates from all of the Salesian regions have made very important and innovative choices for communication through the communication plan for their region. In 2020, meetings of the communication delegates saw excellent participation and were organized by the coordinators and communication delegates of America South Cone, Inter-America, Africa Madagascar, South Asia, East Asia Oceania, Central and North Europe and the Mediterranean. Each region, based on its own situation, rhythm and vision, contributed significantly to the continuity, deeper understanding and implementation of the communication plans of the provinces and regions. Based on the study of the 8 priorities of the Rector Major for the congregation, all the delegates for communication and in some regions SB editors and directors of radio and publishing houses chose and approved some basic priorities for communication for the next 5 years. Well, dear viewers, that is all we have for you today. Until we meet again, thank you for watching.